Hi, I'm Dan from Hamina Wireless, and I've got a bit of a problem today. My Wi-Fi in the office is absolutely terrible, and I need to have a look at what's going on and how I can fix it, right? So this is my office. I'm looking at what's going on, and the first thing that stands out to me is the switch is complaining about something. Okay, so let's click on the switch. Okay, we don't have enough ports. We don't even have enough PoE power budget. Okay, so we're going to have to upgrade the switch. So let's go to a 24 port switch with 500 watts of PoE budget. Okay, so now we can see the switch is happy. We can move on to the next thing. Okay, so when I'm looking at it, the coverage looks good. I'm on 2.4. I can look at 5. I can look at 6. So everything's looking good there. Coverage wise, I've got coverage everywhere, but everyone's complaining that the kind of experience is terrible. Okay, so let's have a look. If I go to my primary coverage, that looks good. Maybe it's a roaming issue. Maybe we don't have enough good secondary coverage. I mean, that looks good everywhere. There's no issues over here. Okay, let's have a look at our primary uplink and downlink. So downlink looks good. Uplink looks good. Okay, so that's all fine. Okay, let's have a look at, okay, interference. So we've got interference on 5 gigahertz, we've got interference on 6 gigahertz, and we've got interference on 2.4. That's probably what's causing the problem. Okay, so let's have a look at 5 gigahertz. If we have a look here, so we've got our 2.4, our 5 gigahertz, and our 6 gigahertz channel. You can see here, so we're on channel 11 on 2.4, we're on channel 36 on 5 gigahertz, and we're on channel 69 on 6 gigahertz. So we can see that it's probably, look, all of our APs are on channel 36. So maybe what we need to do, if we just bring the power down, look, our power levels are quite high. Let's bring our power levels down. Let's go to, I don't know, 8. Let's go 7, 10, and 12. Right, has that fixed the problem? I mean, it's made it better. So we're not overlapping as much now, but there's still way too much going on. Let's go and have a look at our channel plan. What's the issue here? Okay, so we've got all of our 2.4 radios are enabled. Why don't we say, okay, go through, figure out which APs can I turn off the 2.4 radio? I still want good coverage, but which ones can I turn off and still have good enough time? Okay, here's the problem. So we're at 80 megahertz wide channels. Okay, let's go down to 20 megahertz wide channels and see if that fixes it on 5 gigahertz. Okay, so that has made a massive difference. So just by saying don't use 80 megahertz wide, use 20. So now we've got 4 available channels to us. We're still getting some interference though, and obviously now our speed is much, much lower. So let's go back into here. What we'll say is, okay, you choose the channel width for me, and you can actually use all of these channels. So it's not just quite often when you just get like a router at home or something like that, you might only get 4 channels available to you because these are the non-DFS channels. But this is an enterprise system. We can use all these channels, so let's use all these channels. Okay, and then let's do the same for 6 gigahertz as well. So we'll say you choose the channel width for us. So go as wide as you can until there's too much interference and then make it smaller. So let's click save. And we'll go through, and you notice here, 5 gigahertz has changed to 40 megahertz, 6 gigahertz to 80 megahertz. So we're still getting as wide channels as we can. We're getting the best performance we can, but now we have no interference on this network whatsoever. So let's have a little wander through as our client. So we're a new iPhone 16, and we can see, look, there's no interference. There's no other APs on that channel. I've got really, really fast data rate because I'm a 6 gigahertz capable. So I'm able to use those 80 megahertz wide channels. As I walk through, I can see as I would move from AP to AP, so I roam from AP to AP, but I'm not going to get stuck as I come and sit down here at my desk. Everything looks great. So there we go. So we've been able to fix the Wi-Fi just by going through, and we can see. Let's double check because I want to make sure that our coverage is still good. So we've still got good coverage, even though we brought the power down. We've still got good coverage there. We've still got good coverage in 6 gigahertz, and we've even still got coverage, even though we've turned off a bunch of these APs. So this AP has got its 2.4 radio turned off. This AP has got 2.4 radio turned off. We've still got good coverage. But now we don't have loads and loads of interference. If we go back to the interference, we've still got some on 2.4, but bearing in mind, we're not going to be using that for our client devices. That's more just going to be IoT devices. We've got no interference whatsoever on 5 and no interference whatsoever on 6. So yeah, there we go. We've just taken the really bad Wi-Fi that we had in the office and we've made it good.